Hi everyone, I'm Tanaz from Forever Conscious, and this is your weekly energy forecast for the week of August 1st. So this week, the main cosmic energy that we're working with is the Leo new moon and the Lionsgate Portal, and both of these things peak on August 8th. So we will be feeling this energy all through the week. So let's first talk about the Lionsgate Portal, because that energy is kind of already in effect. The Lionsgate Portal is basically the celebration of the rising of Sirius. And this is something that our ancestors have been celebrating since, for many, many centuries. The rising of Sirius was seen as a time of rebirth, renewal, abundance, also a time of higher consciousness. As Sirius, which is considered our spiritual sun, rises, we too are able to rise into a new, deeper, and higher spiritual understanding. So let's talk about the Lionsgate Portal a little bit more. If you remember, and if you've been following along for a while, you'll know that back in July, at the start of July, we had what was called the Sirius Gateway. And this is a time of year where Sirius and the sun align. And so if you think about that, Sirius and the sun have aligned back in the start of July. So we couldn't see Sirius, right? Sirius was completely blocked by the sun. From our vantage point here on Earth, Sirius and the sun were together, and therefore we don't see Sirius. It's at this point of the year where Sirius goes from being invisible to suddenly visible again. It begins rising. It separated itself enough from the sun that it then begins rising in the night sky, and we're able to see it again. And this is why it's sort of considered the rebirth of Sirius, and therefore the rebirth of our spiritual energy, because Sirius is our spiritual sun. And then of course this takes place under the Leo sun. Our planet is, the sun is currently in the zodiac sign of Leo, hence I guess the name Lionsgate. And then even though the rising of Sirius, it actually starts from about the end of July, and it goes a little bit past into sort of like the midpoint of August. And that's really going to depend on the latitude of where you live in the world, when you'll start to see Sirius peaking above the horizon as the sun sets. So the time frame is wide, but August 8th has become sort of the peak day of this Sirius rising cycle, this Lionsgate cycle. And that's partly to do, I think, with the numerology of 8-8, the 8th day of the 8th month. And 8 represents just DNA activation. So we're really able to take that beautiful, advanced rebirth Sirius energy and infuse it into our being, into our DNA, if you will. 8 is also represented, it also represents infinity, that idea that we're infinite souls. And so I think that's why August 8th has been pinned as this peak day of the Lionsgate Portal. So a little bit of info there on what Lionsgate is, but essentially it is just the celebration, or the key part of it. It's the celebration of the rising of our spiritual sun, and then our sun, our planetary sun, also being in its ruling sign of Leo, making for some really bright light solar energy. So this is some high frequency energy, and I encourage you to tune in and connect with it if it feels right for you. There are a couple, I keep hearing oh, Lionsgate, it's a negative thing, it's a sinister thing, it's a trap, it's a, I'm hearing this more and more. Anytime we have a portal, or anytime we have these, big sort of cosmic markers, the rising of Sirius, which is something that our ancestors have been celebrating, and the energy is believed to be potent and high and strong. Whenever we have these opportunities, which happen all through the year, as you know, if you follow along, it's your choice how you want to use this energy. It can absolutely be used for sinister things if that's what you want, but it can also be used for, beautiful, abundant, helpful, healing things as well. So know that how you choose to work with the energy is your choice, but I encourage you to connect in and feel what's right for you. Not every portal, not every star rising up is going to resonate with your soul and what your soul journey is here to do. So keep that in mind. If it resonates and you want to work with the energy of Lionsgate, go for it. If you don't, then you don't have to, right? So just, using your own intuitive compass to guide you under these energies. So this year, so Lionsgate happens every year. This year, what sort of makes it a little bit extra special is that on August 8th, we also have the Leo new moon. So this is some really beautiful, strong Leo lion energy. And regardless of your zodiac sign, this Leo new moon is a wonderful time to embrace that inner lion or lioness within. So just, confidence, fearlessness, knowing who you are and what you want, and allowing your passions to be a guiding force. Leo is a very passionate, creative sign, and that energy, that heart energy, that those passions that come from the heart, not our ego, really can flourish under this energy. And of course, new moons are just that perfect opportunity that we get every month to set intentions. What is my intention for the weeks ahead? What do I want to kind of bring in and focus on? That's what we should be looking at every time the new moon comes around. And because it's in Leo, there's just this beautiful creative force giving our intentions a boost, a little bit of a manifestation boost, if you will. So think about what you would like, your intentions, and then know that you're getting that extra support to create them, to bring them into physical reality. That is being supported so much under this Leo new moon. So really, really nice energy. I would encourage you to use this to set your intentions, to really listen to those inner passions, that inner flame. If you've been feeling a little bit dull, or that inner flame of passion inside of you has sort of fizzled out, what can you do to reignite the spark? What can you do to bring more joy and pleasure into your life? I think, we very often forget about the importance of pleasure, and it can just come from small things, right? The pleasure that we get when we eat, when we, talk to a friend, when we are out and the sun is, it's a beautiful day, just seeking those moments of pleasure and keeping it simple. That is also, Leo kind of has this grand, luxurious energy, and that's really great. And if you're feeling connected to that, by all means, go for it. But there's this simplicity in the deeper layers of Leo energy that I think can just remind us that pleasure and that idea of luxury and grandeur can be found in the small, simple things. So hold that with you as you move through this week, as we get up to this August 8th Leo new moon. The energies they'll peak on the 8th, but as we ride that peak, we should be feeling them pretty strong. And if you would like to do a ritual, I have a new moon Lionsgate ritual that I have created. I do recommend doing this ritual on August 8th itself, which in your local time zone. However, if that day doesn't work for you, you can do it before, you can do it after. You can find it at foreverconscious.com. I'll also pop a link below, and I'll put some links too if you want to read more on Lionsgate, more on this Leo new moon, and really, get into what the energy is. I've written articles about both, so I'll put those links below as well. So that's kind of it. A beautiful week for setting intentions, for manifesting, for being creative, for connecting with your passions and that inner spark, and finding simple ways to create more pleasure in your life. I hope that's helpful. I am Tanaz from foreverconscious.com. Thank you so much.